Hi guys, it's Jeff Quiros here. I thought I'd talk to you a little bit today about how I got started in my art career or as an artist. Um, I think it was Pablo Picasso that said something along the lines of all children are artists. The problem is how to remain an artist as he grows up. And that's certainly true, I think. I think everyone's born with talent, if you were, or the urge to create. And if it's encouraged, then so much the better, and it grows. And if it's not nurtured, it'll die off. And I've always tried to do that, encourage young artists. And I was a school teacher for a long time. And I actually not such a long time, only a couple of years, but it was a long time ago, is what I should say. Anyway, I always encourage the kids to create in whatever ways possible. For myself, when I was in grammar school, I went to a Catholic grammar school in a suburb of San Francisco. Very large classrooms, about 50 kids in a classroom, taught usually by very strict nuns, a few lay teachers here and there. Along about sixth grade, maybe at the end of fifth, but definitely by sixth grade, the nun in my classroom discovered that I had some talent with bulletin boards. And the bulletin boards in our classroom covered four walls pretty much. I mean, there were some blackboards, but there were a lot of bulletin boards around the room, large rooms. And they started me and asked me for some help, and I said sure, and did one bulletin board. Well, they were thrilled with that. The teacher was thrilled with that, and then sent me off to the next bulletin board. And then one thing led to another, and pretty soon I was spending the entire day, every day, going around the room doing the bulletin boards, because by the time I got finished going all the way around the room, it was time to take down the first one and start a new set of bulletin boards. This progressed to the other teachers asking if they could borrow me for a while, and I started going to the other classrooms. And after a while, by the time in sixth, seventh, and eighth grade, I was almost never, quote, in class. I was standing, listening. I got my lessons by osmosis, I guess. And I was going around the rooms, not only my room, but many rooms around the school, doing these bulletin boards. Well, the interesting thing about that, not only was there a great encouragement and pats on the head from the other students and from the teachers for being, so talented, and they couldn't believe such a young kid could do such things. And but it taught me a lot of other things, like a lot of skills. All we had to work with pretty much was, or the main ingredient of these bulletin boards was construction paper, colored construction paper, and scissors, and a pair of scissors, and then pins that we would stick these things on the bulletin board. Sometimes some yarn and some things like that, and then of course the kids' work that would hang up there on the walls and things like that. But generally what would happen was the teacher would give me an idea, say I want to have a bulletin board about spring or about this or about that. And I would get started with my construction paper, cutting out shapes and putting them on the bulletin board. And I would build using these shapes cut out of construction paper. That taught me a lot about positive and negative spaces and composition and balance and color and things like that. It was just a lot of practice, a lot of work, and I began doing faces with silhouettes cut out in a different color of construction paper and that sort of thing, and just making some three-dimensional looking and very interesting looking bulletin boards. And if this were back in the days of cell phones, there'd be pictures of this stuff, but the pictures are all right here. That's the only place where they are. And I think maybe some of my classmates remember some of them. But anyway, they're lost to history, I suppose. But this was the kind of the roots of my so-called talent, and very, very good training for my, for later in life. In future, episodes here, I'm going to get into like what happened after that. But I think the important lesson to take from this is that it's very important to encourage the creativity in all of us. You are a better person for encouraging that creativity, and you make better people, more creative people, more caring people, and helpful people, I think, by encouraging them. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful to you and a little insight into my life. Thank you very much for watching.